having discussed terminology, now we're going to look at arithmetic that we can do with expressions. We're going to at least maybe hold off with the algebra part, and really all that means is that it's something that contains a variable. We're going to look at normal arithmetic first. Okay, so first thing is, okay, what are the operations we can do with these numbers? Okay, pause the video, think for a second. You pause, then you tell me it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? So addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And you might have said, you know, oh, this is sounding a lot like PEMDAS, where we have parentheses and exponents in there too. Yes, but typically when we think about operations, we don't think of parentheses or exponents as an operation necessarily. Parentheses most certainly not. Exponents, it depends on who you ask. All right. In any case, we know from our upbringing that there's an order, right? That we know the mnemonic, PEMDAS, okay? But there's another good question to ask is, why is there this order? And I always have this on here as a threat that this is a good exam question, and then you can write me a 5-page novel. It's something that we will discuss in class, but it's not going to be an exam question, okay? So there is this order, and there is a reason for this order, but I think it's worthwhile reviewing that, yes, we know that there's this order, but there's actually a hierarchy with this. So we know that P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, M stands for multiplication, and D stands for division, and then A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. So the hierarchy is that you do parentheses always first. So it was the minute you see parentheses, go into that part and work in there, and then look at the rest. And then you're going to work on exponents if there are any. And then thirdly, this is where our hierarchy changes just a little bit. Yes, you do multiplication and division, but for both of the third and fourth tiers in this hierarchy, you do them left to right if in succession. Okay, so if you have multiplication and division, so it's maybe like 3 divided by 4 times 5, you have to do the division before the multiplication because you're doing it left to right. Okay, and we'll just write that down. 3 divided by 4 times 5. So this is first and this is second. It's not, you do not automatically jump to multiplication first. Additions and subtraction work the same way. So again, if you have now, say, 3 minus 4 plus 5, you have to do the subtraction first, followed by the addition, not the other way around, even though it's AS. Okay? So, now, here's your first quiz question. Okay, so I have an example here, and my claim is that it is 7. Is this correct or incorrect? And so you completed the quiz, and if you did that, well, let's just go through and see. I'm not going to give you the answer just yet. All right, so if we follow order of operations, P, E, M, D, A, and S. Okay, so parentheses, none. Moving on. E, exponents. Okay, so let's do exponents. Now, you'll notice that there's an equal sign here. Every time you're making a simplification, always remember the equal sign between, and that's my abbreviation, things of same value. Okay? Number one thing I see students forget is the equal signs, and I will hound you for this. Okay? Make sure to remember equal signs. All right, so it's there. I'm going to put it here just for a little bit of redundancy. 9 minus 12 divided by 3. So I'm leaving the first part unchanged, and I'm simplifying this to 9, right? So minus 9, it is negative because the square is only on the 3. It is not on the subtraction as well. Okay, we would see something like minus 3 squared if we meant to square the negative as well. Okay, all right, so So then moving on, now I have multiplication and division, right? So I have to do them in sequence. All right, 9 minus, and then, so I have to do this first and then that second. So I'm going to do 2 steps here just for redundancy. So 4 times 2 minus 9, okay. And then 9 minus, okay, work on that. 8 minus 9, okay. And now I have subtraction only left, and do that in sequence. So this first and then that second. So I'm going to do, let's see, that's 1 minus 9, and then 1 minus 9 is minus 8. So my answer is minus 8. I don't know how they got 7. We're going to go through that in class. We're going to figure out, okay, how, like, what kind of mistakes would you have to do to get 7? So look forward to that in class, and many more exercises dealing with the order of operations.